everyone, it's Kathryn Stelljes. I'm the owner of the ThinkLiveBe Team at Keller Williams Realty at the Parks, and I'm here with your monthly market update. So if you watch my videos monthly, I take the data that we're getting from the Orlando Regional Realtor Association about what's going on in the market, and we're analyzing it and seeing what trends are happening that could affect in the future, or where have we been, the past, and what that means for our market here in Central Florida. So today I'm looking at December. So we're always looking the month behind when we're doing these monthly market updates because it takes a while to compile all the data to make sure it's accurate. So December was exactly as I would have predicted and probably did in my last video, is that we saw a peak in sales. So the number of homes that sold in December was about 2,182 homes. That was more than the month before. That's a normal seasonal thing. The number of sales goes up at the end of the year. People are trying to close for homestead tax reasons, things like that. They have time off from work, etc. And then we did see a decline in the number of pending sales. Again, that's normal seasonality because January and February are typically the lowest months for homes sold. So it's normal to see the pending sales go down at the end of the year. So everything kind of lags in terms of our sales numbers. So we had a peak in sales in December, but we'll see a slowdown, guaranteed. We'll see a lower amount of sales in January than we did in December. That's normal. What we don't want to see is any lower than last year. Last year in January was actually the lowest we've had in the number of sales that month in like 10 years. So we don't want to see that low of sales, because that really starts to slow the market down. Other things we saw were the listings went down, meaning the listing inventory available declined. That's normal seasonality as well. People tend to take their houses off the market in December to not deal with the holidays if they haven't gotten it sold yet. It is a mistake for sellers to do that. In fact, we saw a lot of activity at the last minute with some listings that had been sitting for a while, and if the seller had waited it out, could have definitely gotten it sold. So that little pocket at the end of the year, the inventory goes down and there's an opportunity there to grab the serious buyers. But that's normal seasonality. The other thing we want to note is we are technically in a balanced market. We ended the year with 5.22 months of inventory available. That's considered balanced, anything between 4 and 6 months. That's a normal place to be. That's kind of where we were at all last year. There are pockets of Central Florida that are hotter than that are still more sellers markets, meaning there's less inventory for the buyers that want to buy there. And then there's pockets where it is truly a very strong buyer's market. Those are closer to the parks, seasonal rentals, things like that. So all in all, though, we ended the year with a slightly higher median sales price, 0.08% higher than the year before. So the prices are still holding pretty steady across Central Florida in general. And things are looking positive. We'll probably see more of the same, this balanced sort of market with interest rates slightly declining to improve the number of sales, but more sellers will come on the market in the spring and summer months too. So at the end of the day, real estate is local. If you're thinking about selling this year or buying this year, give us a call because it depends on the exact location. This is all general Orlando stats, and real estate is hyper local. So give us a call at 407-982-7240 to talk about your specific situation and what's going to be the best timing for you.